The stench hit me before I even opened my eyes. A sour, putrid smell of spoiled milk, mingled with damp rust and something sickly sweet, like rotting jasmine. My name is Priya, and this is my nightmare. The ceiling fan went click-clack, click-clack, a ceaseless, maddening drumbeat, trying to chase away the thick Varanasi heat seeping through every crack of this old apartment. My husband, Ravi, was still away on business, leaving me alone with our little daughter Anjali and walls that seemed to sweat. We had just moved in 3 days ago. In those 3 days, I'd barely slept, not just because of the oppressive heat, but because of the smell and the sounds. Sometimes, deep in the night, I swore I heard at tusi-tusi-tusi-quats, not the sound of geckos, but a dry, scratching scrape and a wet, hurried licking coming from somewhere in the kitchen. Ma Anjali's whisper pierced through my exhaustion. I froze, praying she would stay asleep. "Ma," she called again, her voice trembling on the edge of a sob. An unreasonable irritation swelled in my chest. I love her more than anything, but exhaustion was turning me into a rough, ugly version of myself. "What is it, Betty?" "I can't sleep," she whispered, sitting up. Her shadow in the dim moonlight looked so small. "It's too hot. Can you get me some dude?" Cold milk. Always milk. Her comfort and my curse. I dragged myself out of bed, the cold tile floor shocking my system. "All right, Marianne. Stay there. I'll get it." The kitchen was a pit of darkness, save for the sickly orange streetlight spilling through the small window. The rust and spoiled milk stench was stronger here. I opened the old fridge. Its motor wind and then died. A blast of cold air carried the foul smell right to me. The milk carton was still full. I poured a glass, but as I lifted it, something was wrong. In the dim light, the milk looked thick, and it was warm. Warm, though it had just come out of the fridge. I sniffed it. The pungent sourness hit me. It was spoiled. "How?" Anjali began to whimper from her room. "Ma, where's the milk?" "It's spoiled." "Sweetie," I called back, my voice cracking as I dumped the viscous liquid into the sink. It clung to the basin like paint. "But I want milk." Her scream drilled into my temples. "Quiet, Anjali. Be quiet," I roared, and immediately felt sick with self-loathing. Her cry turned into panicked sobbing. Guilt cruised mare. No, Betty, I'm sorry. I couldn't bear it. I'll go buy some. Stay here. Lock the door. I didn't wait for a reply. I grabbed my wallet and rushed down the damp, salty-smelling stairs. The alley was pitch black, only a faint light at the far end. But Mr. Gupta's store was closed. The metal shutter was pulled down, silent and final. Too late, I had failed. I trudged back, feeling as heavy as a stone, ready to face the crying, the heat, and the apartment's screaming silence. Climbing the stairs, I noticed something odd. Silence. The apartment was completely still. My heart pounded. I fumbled with the lock and pushed the door open. The apartment was dark. The fan still went click-clack. The rust smell lingered. "Angele," I whispered. No answer. I dashed to the bedroom. In the moonlight, she lay on the bed, sleeping soundly, her chest rising and falling in a peaceful rhythm. A breath I hadn't realized I was holding escaped my lips. How was this possible? Puzzled, I went back to the kitchen for some water, and then I saw it on the counter, beside the sink where I'd dumped the spoiled milk, sat a small earthen cup of color, a cup I had never seen before. Inside was a small amount of a milky liquid, glowing faintly in the dark. I brought it to my nose. A sweet aroma hit me: cardamom, rose, and that same metallic scent from before, but now it was alluring, not foul. I heard that D-U-C dash, D-U-C dash, D-U-C from the nearby wall. I spun around. Nothing. Only a set of parallel scratch marks near the floor that were definitely not there before. The next few days passed in a haze. Anjali became strangely obedient. She slept through the night. She made no demands. She only smiled in empty, vacant expression. Her cheeks seemed rosier. I, on the other hand, was a wreck, sleepless, tormented by sounds, scratching, licking, and a humming melodic, ancient female voice echoing through the rooms. Every morning, the color was on the counter, empty. A terrible fear began to grow, not of Anjali, but of the thing that was feeding her. A bitter, malicious envy took root inside me. It had succeeded where I had failed. It had silenced my child. It had become her mother. On the 6th night, I decided to end it. I lay in bed, pretending to sleep. I waited. Midnight. Ma. Anjali's voice, calm and expectant. I want milk. She sat up, not looking at me, but toward the kitchen door. No, Anjali, I said, my body trembling. No milk tonight. She turned to me, and I screamed. Her eyes, in the moonlight, they were completely black. No whites, just empty, bottomless black holes. Milk, she hissed, her voice a hoarse, guttural rasp that wasn't hers. At the same time, sounds erupted from the kitchen. Licking, humming. No, I whispered, scrambling away from her. Stay away from my child. I ran to the kitchen. The color was there, full of its glowing, milky poison. The humming was right behind me, the rusty stench so pungent it made me gag. Get out! I grabbed the earthen cup, feeling its unnatural warmth, and hurled it against the wall. It shattered. The liquid splattered everywhere, and then absolute silence. The fan stopped. The humming ceased. The smell vanished. Then a scream from the bedroom. Not human. It was ear-piercing, furious, and hungry. I'm hungry, Anjali shrieked, a sound that tore through the very fabric of the night. I stumbled back into the bedroom. She was standing on the bed, trembling, as she turned toward me, her black eyes fixed on me. I saw her skin was now gray and shriveled, like a dried-out corpse. It's gone, she hissed, her voice impossibly ancient. You made it go. You made my food go. Anjali, no. Ma is here. Bring it back, she shrieked, leaping toward me, her small fingers curling into claws. I fell back, crawling desperately toward the kitchen. I'm sorry. I'll get it back. I groped for the shattered pieces of the color on the floor. Please, come back. She's hungry. Her screaming stopped, replaced by frantic hissing and scratching as she crawled rapidly toward me in the dark. And then I heard it, a wet, licking sound right by my ear. The kitchen air turned icy cold. The stench of rust and spoiled milk returned 1,000 times stronger. A cold, wet, bony hand rested lightly on my shoulder from behind. I froze completely. I didn't dare breathe. The melodic humming returned, not in the room, but as a whisper inside my mind. An ancient female voice, gentle and infinitely hungry. "It is hungry, double," quotes the voice whispered. "But now the cup has shattered. I squeezed my eyes shut, hot tears streaming down my face. "Do not worry," the voice continued, a horrifying reassurance washing over me. "A mother must sacrifice. Now, you will be the milk." I opened my mouth to scream, but no sound came out. Only the click-clack of the fan restarting its rhythm, and Anjali's ravenous hissing, getting closer and closer in the dark.